Hey, we're back on Politics and Preppers Saturday night, 10 o'clock Central Time. And tonight is just a Texas show, I guess. It's just me and Al. Mike is not here. So what was this about, the guy in Maine?
I just wondered what the guy in Maine thought about all the...
The guy that stopped by a while back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That took me a minute to remember who you were talking about. Yeah.
Well, I figured Maine, kind of fall in line with all the rest of the northeastern states up there.
Well, it sounds like a few of them are fighting back a little bit, but not much.
Well, you know what's so ironic about all this is, the Second Amendment, the way it ended up in the Constitution, or in the bill, in the amendments, the New York and Connecticut and those states insisted on that being in there before they would agree to join the Union, and now here they are.
Yeah, because they were the ones that were right in the thick of everything up there.
Yeah.
So they were really pissed off about it, and they just got liberal as hell now.
Well, I tell you what, today I managed to buy some ammo, and
did you have to pay extra for it?
It was actually $1 a box more.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, at Cabela's. This was 7.62s, and they do have limits on how many boxes you can get.
Well, that's all right. I'm not in a rush to buy any anyway. I don't think everybody needs to be freaking out right now, and buying a bunch of crap. But I can see why they're doing it if they got the money. Yeah,
I'm just getting a little extra. I wouldn't buy about 20 boxes.
Well, I didn't think you were going crazy on it. You've never been the type to go overboard. You understand and think it through before you go doing stuff.
But I tell you what was funny. I was talking to another guy there, probably in his mid-60s, and he was looking for some 223s. Of course, they didn't have any of that. And
I ought to start reloading a bunch. I could probably sell them for a good clip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway,
I got the dies.
Hey, what?
I got the dies for it. I just reloaded a whole bunch of them a while back.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he made a couple of comments about it. He said, got to get ready. And I said, what are you getting ready for? He said, man, you know what's going to happen. I said, oh, you've been listening to Alex Jones? And he didn't even know who Alex Jones was. But he told me that he believes that we're headed for a civil war, a revolution, another revolution. And he said, man, all my friends agree with me on this. And
I can see why.
Yeah, it was kind of funny hearing it from somebody that hasn't been even listening to any of it. Yeah.
Well, some people finally get to a point where they stand up and start getting mad and start doing things.
Well,
sometimes it just takes a while, and I still think it's going to take even worse before people really get mad and start making changes.
Well, all that's going to do, I'm afraid, is make them drop the hammer. When they see enough, when they see people rising up.
Well, I think we're going to find out shortly what they want. If they really want chaos and they want to take over, they're going to push in and try to get massive gun crap passed, like confiscation and everything. And then they're going to just nickel and dime us, step-by-step crap like they've been doing.
I got an idea of how they're going to do it, what they're going to do.
Go for it.
I think we're going to see another major, quote-unquote, terrorist attack.
Well, I don't doubt that a bit.
And they will use that, and they'll blame it on the Patriot movement.
Well, of course, if you believe in the Bible, if you believe in the Constitution, if you own guns, if you believe in being prepared, and you add some more to it, then you're marked as a traitor. That guy a while back that was a prepper and got in trouble. The doctor got him vaccinated and everything. I was checking up on him a while ago. The last thing I could see was he was still fighting it. Even when he went to get a gun, and even though he had he was put on a ban not to buy guns because of his psychological problem that he didn't have. And Of course, he hid his guns, but he went to buy a new one, and they had him on the list not to buy, and he even had a court order to stay that, and they still wouldn't sell to him. So some of this stuff that Obama did with his pen the other day was already in place. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to think about it. I've been reading through it, and I just see so many ways that they can use that and then come in the back door to do things.
Well, that's what they're going to do.
If anybody's listening, whoever listens, dude, when you talk to your doctor, you better keep your mouth shut. If he asks about guns, you don't own any. Or if you want to say, none of your damn business if you want to stand up and do something. But if you don't want to deal with the aftermath of what possibly could happen if you say none of your business, then just lie to them and say no. Personally, I don't think my doctor would ask. If he does, I'll say no, it's business. And I won't say okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not about it. I think that's the way it would be, sure.
Well, I know they passed that law here in Texas, which was stopping Representative Fox trying to get in. And she said it's going to get too much.
Mike, that is.
Basically nullifying federal, basically nullifying all 23 of those executive orders. I think they need to go.
Well, how did you like Obama? In the healthcare thing, the Republicans have got it changed to where doctors weren't supposed to ask that, and then Obama said, "No, that's not that." He straight out lied. That's exactly what it says.
Ask guns?
Yeah.
Well,
time ago, and then there's a bunch of crap about it, and the Republicans got it changed, and now he's saying, "No, it doesn't say that." You supposed to ask. So he just lied to people again.
Well, yeah, of course. But if they get that law passed, I mean, that's going to put the doctors between a rock and a hard place, because if they ask, they're breaking the law. But yet then, on the other hand, the government can turn around and try to take away their
rights or whatever.
Yeah, which is what they'll try to do.
Okay.
So they're
that's what I was saying. I can see that lots of different things that these orders can do, and that's just one of them. I'm still trying to process all the information and think it through, try to come up with all the different ways, but God, there's so many of them.
Well, I mean, it's like with any gun store that they can take their firearms license away.
Yeah.
No matter what the state does, they can say, well, you don't have any firearms license. And if the state says, well, you don't have to have one operator, then they'll have to have one order any guns.
Yeah.
Because the manufacturers won't be able to ship it without it.
Texas, to get some gun manufacturers here in Texas. Want to go business?
Yeah, exactly. They need to start with Winchester and Colt. Some of those. I mean, it's amazing how many of those gun dealer manufacturers are in these.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, in the worst places to be.
Yep. And I can see some of them moving.
Yeah, I can too, but.
And some of the smaller manufacturers may be getting bigger because of it. Because there's a lot of, custom gun makers and stuff out there that have been coming along the last few years that can go from scratch and make their own with some of this new equipment.
Yeah, the one down in toward Waco makes assault rifles. But crud, everything he's got like 2,000 up.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe if they get more volume, they can come down those prices. Or maybe they won't. There'll still be so much volume that they can charge more. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not planning on buying one anyway. And to me, assault rifle, if you want one, I don't have a problem with you having one. And an assault rifle, I'm trying to use that word because it's bullshit. If you want a military style private gun, like an AR-15 that's not fully automatic, like that much stuff that's out there that everybody's buying. Have one, but don't buy a whole bunch of them and get 10,000 frick rounds, because we're supplying for other people too, for individuals. As each group, each individual needs his own. Man, do you really need 30,000 rounds?
No.
No, you don't.
All you need is enough rounds to get you whatever they come at you with, because then the rest of the bullets will come with it. I mean, you have a decent
if you live
gun,
long enough, yeah.
Have you a decent gun with enough ammo to get one or whatever. You got an AK-47, and they also start showing up with 5.52s, and you knock you off a couple of them, grab that, and then there's I know what the 1.5 billion bullets that they bought.
40 caliber, and
they bought a pretty range of them.
Yeah, there was quite a few in there, mostly military calibers, but or police type calibers. But a lot of those were hollow points. Those hollow points that you use for target practice, the ones that don't exist.
Yeah.
But
I know they bought 40 calibers and 9mm and 5.56, and I don't know if there were any 223s in that bunch.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember the numbers on them, but for me, a 22 you can use it for self-defense or for hunting, for game. And if you got like a 22 Magnum, you can get deer down here, the kind of deer we have down here, if you place your shot right and you're careful. But then, a couple of hunting rifles. I got a couple of those. They don't need to be automatic, semi-automatic, just regular for hunting rifles. You could use those for sniper type deals or just for hunting. Because that's what, it'd be like the revolution. That's what most people are going to do. And they're forced into something. If they want to fight back, they'll be ambushing. It's snipers. They'll be all over the damn place. So you don't need fully automatic or semi-automatic. And you don't need 10,000 rounds or 15,000 rounds or whatever some of these people are getting, unless you're supplying for a lot of people, which some of them are doing. I'm going to keep all these weapons here, and people that come may not have enough, or because I'd rather see them bring in the food than a bunch of ammo that would be better getting food in. Well, if that's what your purpose is, that's fine. But, shotguns, for bird hunting or close-up defensive handgun or two. I've got 2 handguns, one, my history, I can, my 45, it's only a 6-shot, but and then it's a single action. But I think I can get that thing out and make my shot faster than most people can and hit the target. But I do have the 9mm, and I've got a little semi-automatic rifle too. That's all I need. I don't think I need any more. I need a few more rounds, but I don't think I need a whole lot. For a long-term survival hunting thing, I might need some more 22s and some more 243s or something like that, or 223s, because I don't think I need anything else. I think past that, food and shelter and water.
You can't find the 22s.
No, I've been looking. I was going to buy some. I haven't been able to find any, but they'll be coming back.
I found some 22 shorts, but who wants that?
Oh, that's good for shooting rabbits up close.
Yeah, up close. Stand still. Shoot you. Oh, man.
And most of the time when I rabbit hunt, that's what I hit them. They're stopped, because I don't want to waste a shotgun shell on them.
Yeah.
And they usually don't run very far. They'll run a little ways and they'll stop and look. So you just stand there and wait for them to stop, and usually they're with range, but maybe not very good range for a 22 short. But those 22 shorts you get out there, especially if they're in a pistol or bolt action, you gain a little bit of feet per second there. but I wouldn't get a whole bunch of them. You know?
No.
And they're quiet. You know, if you're trying to shoot and be very quiet, 22 short and a soda bottle on the end of your gun. If you got a scope on it so you can see the sights, there you go. It's going to be hard to hear.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I think we're going to know within the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it'll kind of come, and I'll go back out and buy some more stuff. I cannot get any 223 brass for a price like that some, or I would reload a bunch for people I know and make some money off of it, because they are hard to get right now.
Yeah.
I'd reload them and do some.
Do you think is that many people buying bullets?
Shitloads.
Or you think there's something going on?
No, I think it's people buying bullets, because a friend of mine has a couple guys that work at gun stores, and he says the day they come in, our doors is lined up at the doors waiting for us to open, and by 10 o'clock we're out. And they get a shipment in every week. So that's been, 3 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, about 3 weeks that's been going on. So they're buying. One of the guys, like he said, every time they come in, they're gone. And I've been in 3 times, and shit, the shelves are bare. They kind of different.
I mean, you can't even find the ammo boxes even.
Oh, no. You need some ammo boxes? I can get you some.
Well, I mean, I'm good for right now, but I mean, I was noticing that you can't even get any. Every place I've been, I just check to see if they got them. And
I have a friend that's got a whole bunch of the ammo boxes, the military ones.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a deal with me to load some ammo. I get some boxes, but I don't really need any more. And sitting down and reloading is a tedious process, and if I'm not in the mood, it's just I don't really want to do it. If I'm in the mood, I'll sit there and reload all day. But I'm not always in the mood.
Now, do you put a cap in them, or what do you? You have to put a cap in that brass, or what's the firing mechanism?
The firing mechanism for the brass is well.
No, what I'm saying is, what do you put? You got a spent round.
Yeah.
Brass.
Yeah.
You put a cap in there, or what do you?
You want me to walk you through it real quick?
Yeah.
You take your brass, unless you bought brand new. I always buy it used because it's cheaper once fired. Make sure you find a good supply, a good source. Some of them will get some pretty bad stuff in. But if you get like a 223 or other rounds that go to automatic weapons, usually this stuff comes from the military or someplace they shoot a lot of automatic weapons. There'll be a little ding in the brass. That little ding won't hurt anything. It's okay. Well, anyway, so you take your brass, you put it in your brass cleaner. The cheapest way to do that is go down to the pet store and get reptile bedding, which is usually crushed walnut. It's a lot cheaper that way, a whole lot cheaper. Buy some of that, put it in your cleaner, put your brass in there, clean it, take it back out, oil it thinly, put it in your decapping die, decap it.
Oh, what does that mean?
Decap it, there's a die that just pushes the old primer out.
Okay.
Right. Now, if you get a military version of the brass, you're going to have another tool to clean that primer pocket up because it's crimped in. So you're going to have to take care of that. If you get civilian version, you won't have that problem. You clean your primer pocket with a little primer pocket tool. That's just cleaning. That's not fixing up the crimp. Then you put it through your capper. You put a new primer in it. Come back, go to your next stage on your machine. You're going to fill it with, you're going to measure out your gunpowder. which you should check every 10. I like to check it at 10 rounds to make sure the measurement is right. Next stage is put your bullet in. Now, there's two different ways you can do it. Some dies are set up to where you don't have to put a crimp in it, but I do a little bit of a crimp, very mild, when I put the lead in, when I put the projectile in. And then you're done. You put it in your box, and you go to, and mine is a single stage. It's got different stages on it, but you have to physically move it. Some of them are progressive, where you put one in one side, a new brass, pull it down. It does the first step. Put the second one in. The first one goes to the second step. You got the first one in the first step. Pull it down. It does both shells of each proper step that they're at, and you just keep going, and then until you're done, and then you pull the oldest one out and put the new one in. That's pretty basic. There's a little bit more to it, but that's a basic understanding. And the loaders and stuff aren't that expensive. You could go get a lead die, a lead or CBS, $125. You can get the die set, and just about everything you need. You might need a sketch or something, but for $200 you can get everything you need, and maybe not even $200, especially if you go find it used. And you can get the dies for whatever whatever size you want. Why are you thinking about it?
No, I was just I never loaded or even watched it load.
Well,
I was just curious.
You might go get one, try it sometime, because you might need it later on. I can work you through it. We can set up a video or something.
How long would it take you to do like 30 rounds?
30 rounds for a beginner at prepping, at cleaning, to sit down and doing it, an hour, maybe less, depending on the die. The setup. But your first, until you get used to it, it'll take you a little. Once you get used to it, 30 minutes. And if you want to get really crazy, you can go to some of the really high dollar ones. Once you get things set up, you could probably do 2 or 3 a minute. More. But I went the cheap route. I got more time than money.
That's interesting.
I got different brass cleaner, two different ones here. I got drum style, vibrator style. I can clean up a lot of brass pretty quick, and you just turn them on and walk away. I can put a timer on at night, and then it'll go off, and the next day they're ready. I just got to take them out and get them ready for the next step. But if you do decide you want to try it, let me know, and I'll walk you through it and work with you and get you where you need to be. I'd like to load 9mm, but it's really not worth it in the market as it was a couple months ago now. But down the road, it might be. 45s, or you can, about half the price. 40s, the same, 4 rounds, even more. But just for those that be interested, don't go to one of your higher dollar gun stores and buy the gunpowder and the lead and stuff like that. All right, you might be able to get the gunpowder at a decent price there, but you can probably save a few bucks at the gun shows, or find you one of the guys that goes to gun shows local and get a relationship with him going. They can set you up with your projectiles a whole lot cheaper. I can buy 500, the 250 or 500. I think it's 250 box at 250 box. I can reach it and all that. Now, anyway, whatever there is, I can buy box or maybe half, a little more than half of what it cost me for a small to the 100 from the stores. You know, the gun stores.
Right.
You go to one of the regular gun stores and get the little box of 100. You're wasting about half your money. And maybe more, depending. I've got a really good supplier. It gives me a really deal. So I think I'm saving more than half. Maybe half again, you know. So I think I'm 50-something bucks for 250. And it starts about 24 or 25. Let's see, 24, 400, and I'm 250, or maybe it's 500. Shit. I think it's 500. But anyway, you can save a lot of money that way. And that's part of what you want to do anyway when you're reloading is save the money, because you can spend a whole lot of money real quick reloading if you don't get your supplies from the right places. And I got a gun store, I'm in a gun range. You might want to check out your gun ranges. A couple of years back when things went like they are right now, a lot of places they went way up on all their reloading stuff. Ammo went crazy. This place did go up on their prices till the prices went up. So whatever they had in stock, they sold for the price they normally do. And when they got the new stock in, they only marked up enough to compensate for the markup that they had gotten themselves. They didn't come back and double their profits either. If the price went up 10%, they only went up 10%. So their profit stayed the same. So that's why I always buy my stuff from them. It's my gunpowder from them.
Yeah.
I buy my primers sometimes too if I can't get hold of the other guy. Oh, yeah. God. There was something else I want to talk about tonight. Dang, if I forgot what it was. So it was a bunch of, I think everybody was expecting a lot worse from Obama, which I think is bad enough, but I don't think a lot of them are reading into what, they were sitting there expecting massive gun laws. They're just going to write in massive gun laws. It comes back and most of this stuff has to do with the hospital, doctors and medical and mental stuff. And people are going, oh, that wasn't so bad. Well, don't say that till you read the thing and understand what they can do with it.
Well, I mean, my feeling about it, any gun law is unconstitutional. They all are.
I agree.
And, did you check out the 10th Amendment Center?
Yes, I had been looking through their stuff.
They got a new nullification one they're trying to get through states, and that's one of the things it is. It's nullification of all federal gun laws.
I'd like to see it. But here's something, all right? This is a debate that happened the other day, and I really couldn't argue with it too much. And I wouldn't argue with him too much because I don't know if stuff works. The Constitution, the Second Amendment, it's the Second Amendment because it's important. It wasn't the 10th. It was important to them, and they understood how bad governments can be. And it says to keep and bear arms, and it does say that it can't be infringed upon. Am I wrong?
It says shall not be infringed.
Yeah. Well, it shall not, but I'm just saying it can't be. It not to be.
And the term shall not is the strongest wording in legal terms. It's just the strongest. In other words, the sun shall come tomorrow.
There's no questions here. There's no debate.
Right. That's what it's supposed to be for. There's no deviation from that.
Right. Well, in some place in there, in some of the letters, back and forth, and I don't remember if it was Washington or anyway, with some of the signers saying you should, the civilians should be armed as the military is, something along those lines. I don't remember the exact quote, but anyway, that's basics of the writings. And
Thomas Jefferson read it.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Thomas Jefferson who. I should say it was him. But anyway, so the discussion, well, you know, we wouldn't want everybody to be able to have rocket launchers and missiles and those kind of weapons, you know, stuff that the military has that's way up there. And I'm going, yeah, I can see that. But on the other hand, it says on the fringe. And the forefathers were saying whatever the military's got, of course they were talking about cannons and rockets, you know, little, you know, not some of the high-tech stuff we got. And personally, I don't think just anybody should be able to walk in and get a ground-to-air missile. You know,
you probably couldn't afford it.
Probably not, but there are people that could.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't argue with him at that point. So then it comes up, okay, so where do you draw the line on now that this shall not be infringed? Well, that part wasn't in the Constitution. It did say you could have whatever the military got, said to keep and bear arms. I don't really know where to go with that. You know, I don't want people that have rocket launchers and ground-to-air missiles and stuff. But so okay, so where do you draw the line? Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned,
I think it's just pretty much we need to be maintained equal to the foot soldier.
Pretty much, because you know the laws for launchers and stuff. They've got some pretty high-tech stuff too. They've got ground-to-air missiles.
I know, but that's not your standard foot soldier.
I think you're probably right. You know, that's probably a good way with it. You know, whatever the standard foot soldier is going to have, hearing him all the time, typically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that's a kind of a hard one to get into discuss somebody sometimes because they're going to use that as well, you know, there is a line on drawn it, and people won't argue with it. I just haven't found a good argument. I said, yeah, well, you know, a little common sense goes a long way. But when it comes to a gun I can put in my hand and I can fire it and shoot and defend myself against the bad guy down the street or the bad guy in the military, whatever military that comes here, you know, whether it be our own or whoever, government sponsored or not. I need to be able to defend myself, and my neighbors should be able to do the same. If they choose not to, that's fine, but don't inflict mine. And I always like that one where, you know, I don't think as far as I know, I don't have any neighbors that are against guns, but if I did, I think, okay, I'll go get that sign and put it in your yard. I don't have guns. Or I'll put one in my yard. I do have guns, so bother the guy next door. He doesn't, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
I saw that someplace a long time ago. I don't remember exactly how it's worded, but I like it.
I've seen it on Facebook recently.
Maybe that reminded me about it. I've been spending more on Facebook. I think I started getting people riled up because I'm seeing more and more on the people that I usually deal with on Facebook starting to put up stuff about it. Shit, you know, I look at it every day and see what's going on. I wasn't hardly anything about gun laws and these shootings and stuff, and now all kinds of stuff out there. You tell them everything, you know, all kinds of information, what their sheriffs are doing, you know, all kinds of stuff, which is good.
But the crime rate is down 49% since they started allowing, you know, concealed carry.
Yeah, and who's got the crime rates? The places with the most gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, and then if you start talking about countries, you know.
Well, I mean, that's what makes me so mad.
The confidence is there.
it's not, it just proves what they're trying to do, because no criminal is going to obey gun law.
Yeah, and that's common sense, as everybody knows.
It's only the good guys that. I mean, like, it's funny that New York is now, they passed that 7 maximum bullets in them, in a gun, and their cops are all caught up in it now. They're all illegal, because they're walking around with Glocks with 15 rounds on them.
Yeah.
They're having to quickly amend the law to allow cops to exempt cops from it.
Well, did you see the one I forgot a while ago? I've checked into it because I just saw it a little while ago. Was it Monday or Tuesday? The inauguration is on, and at least one car in the motor pool is going to have a license plate on it that says taxing without representation, and supposedly has something to do with Washington, D.C. And they're
well, that's because Washington, D.C. has no representation, no
right.
senator.
But let me. So there's a push there, and I think they're talking about Obama even push for it more. That's one of the things they wanted to do up there. But now think about it. Look at his history. Look at the things he's done. Look at the things he's written. Look at all the things he's said throughout. Go back a little ways, and recently too. When it says taxation without representation, is he saying that's something that you're going to fight for? If that's something he stands for, because he wants to tax the shit out of us, and he doesn't want to listen to us. How many times?
Well, no, I mean what they're talking.
I know what
they're talking about.
I'm playing. I know what they're. But wouldn't it be style? Because he's done it before. He says one thing, but he means another. How many times does he say something that's good, but it was bad? Or he stuck
I know all the time.
Or he stuck it right there in your face, knowing a lot of people would think when. But he doesn't. He's basically flipping the finger at you a lot of time when he does it.
Right.
I'm playing with that a little bit, but I know what they're shooting for up there.
That's been on for years, though. And
before, but I had already stuck in my mind.
I mean, Washington D.C. doesn't even have a city council. There's Congress is their city council, and but I mean, the whole city is like, what is it, 25 miles, I guess.
Oh, no, it's up there. Been there, lived there. I lived right across.
Huh?
Lived right across the border in Maryland, and we spent a lot of time in D.C. It sucks. Yeah.
Oh, I know, but I mean, it was set up to be separate, and it was never supposed to have representatives and senator in Congress. It was and nobody's forced to live in Washington D.C. If they got the fact they don't have a congressman or
why would you want to live there?
I know. But in all reality, taxes are supposed to be for federal citizens anyway. And that's what they are. They're federal citizens in that district, Columbus. In the district there, they're federal citizens there. So they should be paying all the tax.
Yeah, the last time we talked about what to actually get out and start, not just sitting around whining about it, telling your friends, start get something to do. And I checked out what you were talking about, and I think I'm going to start local and try to get it with people that I can be around and talk to and actually start doing stuff with. And then maybe a group will head to Austin when there's a bigger something bigger organized, or that group will try to organize something bigger. And maybe with one of the groups like the 10th Amendment, or something.
Mm-hmm.
10th Amendment Center. But I'm going to start there, because that way I'll have people locally that I can actually deal with, and, we can actually easily get together and do something. And that's what I'm kind of suggesting to everybody: start local and work a smaller group, ground roots movement stuff. And then if you want to be affiliated with a bigger group, you can. And if you want to, put on your own, you do that, and maybe get together with other smaller groups from other towns in your area and make a bigger group out of it when you want to coordinate and go do a bigger demonstration. I don't have the following or resources to try to organize something really big, so I figured I'll start small. And I don't really know where it's going, but I've got a couple of people that I've been talking to recently here, so we'll kind of, if something in our little get-togethers comes up that I think is interesting, I'll bring it to the show. But right now it's just, we're not, there's only 3 of us, and we haven't got together and talked yet. I've talked to one, I've talked to the other, but not all 3 of us. No meetings or anything. And I know I'm messed up, and so if you have a hard time hearing me, if I sound bad, it's sinus stuff going on. That's that time of year down here. I thought all we had went to the stuff out. I think it knocked the cedar out, but brought in mold. So it had been so wet. Well, anything else in the news that's interesting or bothering you? You still there, Al? Hey, Al. Hey, Al. I lost Al. Al? Yeah, I lost him out. I'll try to get him back here. Didn't realize he had dropped out. May take a minute. A while ago, you couldn't tell when I was trying to call because his phone was ringing on Skype. Maybe I'll call him on the phone. This is just us little guys working here. Call him on the phone, see if, tell him it's ringing, maybe he can answer. Hey, Al, answer the phone. Hey, Al. It's ringing. The phone's ringing. I don't think the Skype call's ringing. Because I had down to the Skype call creates less problems and difficulties over on the show. Hey, I'm trying to call you back on Skype. All right. Did you get it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me hang up the phone. All right. How long were you out? Well, I was on just talking. I didn't realize you were out until I got to the end, and I go, Al, is there anything else going on that's in the news that's interesting or got you mad?
Yeah. Yeah, I just sort of faded out there. It dropped. I don't know why it dropped, but it did. But well, there's a lot of things in the news making me mad. And
I wonder what would happen if someday we just opened up a couple of our favorite web, just started going down the list of their most interesting articles and where we go with a show like that.
Well, I did see something interesting. Have you seen or heard about 3D printers?
Oh, yes, that was cool.
AR-15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making all kinds of stuff with that.
Yeah, well, the guy made a working AR-15 magazine.
Yeah, he made the the mechanism, the firing mechanism, and then he added real parts to the rest, to finish it out. About 200 rounds to it, if I remember right.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah. Imagine that going. You can make a practice with that.
Yeah, it is, but off the internet.
Yeah, basically, they've got these really expensive machines for working with metal, and you put it in your program, you design everything out, kind of gun frame out or whatever, and you see it on some of the gun shows. I'm wondering if some of these gun shows are even coming back, because I heard some of the gun shows are not coming back. I guess they've got the word from Obama that they're going to be catching a hard time if they keep coming up with all these gun shows, and these gun shows were like the top-rated shows.
Yep.
So I'm wondering which ones are coming back and which ones aren't.
I don't know, but I know the local gun shows are still going strong.
Oh yeah, they're going nuts. Luckily, I don't have a bunch of stuff to buy anyway, so I'll just let things calm down, and I'll go back to buying my normal budgeted stuff.
Yeah.
There's always guns I want, but I'm not buying for them reasons people are buying them for right now. Sometimes I'm just tired of one I've got, and I want to trade it for something else. Because I like them. I like shooting guns.
Yeah.
I need to get a friend of mine to help me with my shotgun skeet shooting stuff. Because I'm not the best with hitting the birds on the wing. But, if you're in a survival mode, you're not going to be shooting them off the wing anyway. You're going to be shooting them when they're sitting still because you want food. You can't up a whole box of ammo to get 2 or 3.
No.
You might not even be using a shotgun shell. You just go shoot them in the head when they're sitting on the power line or sitting in a branch. Be anybody out there to give me any trouble with it. Again, I've been thinking about doing more YouTube videos. So one of these days we're going to get together and we're going to sit down and see if we can get you hooked up to the Google Plus thing that I was using to conversation, do videos. Maybe, I've mentioned it before and just never got around to it. We need to sit down and figure that one out. Get yours working. But I think you said it was working on one thing and not the other.
No, it was working on my iPad and it quit working after the update. I had them right now. It was working, and then there was a software update, and it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. I'm on another one. So I'm not the first that has a problem with it.
Yeah, because I've been looking. Well, I'll tell you what. Hang on. It's close enough to an hour, and my voice is going worse, and I don't really have anything interesting on the prepper side tonight to add in. Just want to remind everybody, use some common sense. Don't get freaked out about stuff. Stick to your schedule. Prioritize according to what you think is going on. And don't go broke trying to do this stuff and ruin everything, make your life miserable. You don't have to get everything done right away. Just get started and use common sense. So, anyway, I'll invite everybody to stop by bestbugoutbagcontent.com. It's not just about bug out bags. It's got all kinds of stuff on there. Stop by, check it out. Let me know what you think. This is Politics and Preppers, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Central Time. Stop by and visit with us sometime.